Okay, Bonnie. We will take a look at the website. We'll kind of look at the front end as well as the back end and kind of how they relate to each other. So this is just the home page, obviously. When we click here from anywhere in the site, we can be in the herbs page or wherever. But when we click here on the icon or the logo up here, it will take us back to the home page. So we have the About Us section, the store, which has all of your items in it. So if we go to we'll click on store, and we'll see that that has all items that are for sale in it because they are associated with this category of store. Novelty items, of course, it's only going to have the novelty items post, and that's this one. And then, of course, we have the add to cart here. We can go ahead and add something to the cart, and you can see that the cart is functioning there. We'll take it out of the cart. It'll go back to how it was. So anyway, across the top here, this is what we'll refer to as the top navigation. Down the right-hand side here, contacts and policies, this will be the right-hand navigation. This whole section allows you to navigate to certain sections of the site. The popular tags, they can click on that, and you can go to the section that is associated with those tags. So we'll talk about the top navigation section here. So we just clicked on About Us. So that will take us to everything that is included in the About Us section. Something we should talk about is these items across the top in the top nav menu are called categories. So when we're in the back end of the site, you'll need to think of these across the top section here as categories, and then these items that are listed under the categories are posts. So that's going to be a difference when we're talking about categories and posts. Categories hold posts. So that's how the relationship is in the back end, and we'll take a look at that in just a second. So we have the social bar here. Of course, below that is the shopping cart. We don't have anything in that right now. Then we have the contacts and policies section. That's just the About Us, Contact Us, terms and conditions, and the privacy statement. Current moon phase, we move that over into the right-hand navigation menu. So it's there at all times. People can see it. Of course, the popular tags. Let's just click on one that, let's say, organic. Let's see what that takes us to. That takes us to the tinctures because it lists as a tag for tinctures as organic. We can add that to the cart, and then we can see here that it's been added. Okay, so that's basically the front end. We can search on the site. So let's search for, let's say, herbs. And then we'll link to everything with the term herbs in it. But these are our search results for herbs. So that's pretty much how the search works. Of course, we have the Facebook menu and the Twitter menu down here. So let's take a look at the back end. This is going to be your home page. You'll have the kind of an overview here in the upper left-hand corner. It's just going to tell you how many posts you have, how many pages are listed on the site, how many categories holding those posts, and how many tags, different tags we have associated with these posts. Recent comments, of course, this will be where your recent comments are. You can approve them, you can unapprove them, take them off the site, add them, completely up to you. Down here we'll have the plugins that we're using, and then we also have the Google Analytics dashboard widget. So it kind of gives you a snapshot of your Google Analytics account. I would recommend just kind of looking at this, on the daily basis, but for real in-depth information on who's coming to your site, when they're coming to your site, how they're getting to your site, you really want to just log into Google Analytics and take a look at that information there. But this actually is pretty decent to have it as a plug-in to WordPress. It's nice to see a little bit of your analytics right there on your homepage. The quick press, where you can add a post real quick to your site. I wouldn't recommend using that. I'd say actually just go over to the post section and add a post. But let's talk about posts and categories again, because that's going to be really, really important. If you add a category to the site, you need to think about what's up here. I'm going to recommend that you don't add any categories because I don't think you have any room left here. I think if we add one more, it'll actually kick it down to a second row, and it'll kind of mess up the look and feel of the website. If you do add a category though, it will appear out here either to the right if it's a very, very short name, or it will kick it down here underneath, and then you can add posts to it. That's the relationship between categories and posts. You can see here that Herbs has 1 post added to it. The store has 7 posts associated with it. Novelty items has 1 post associated with it. So in order to have a link or a category appear, you must first have posts associated with it. So we have a category called policies, but there are no posts associated with the category policies. We can actually get rid of that if we wanted to, but I'm just going to leave it there, because you never know, we may come back and actually use that at some point. But if you're going to add a new category, how you would do it is you would just come here to the categories page. You would give it a category name by typing it in the name section. The slug is the URL friendly version of the name. So if we go over here to the actual website and let's go to store, the URL friendly version is referring to this URL. It's called Moon Spirit Metaphysical Store, because it has keywords in it that is friendly to a search engine, that a search engine likes to see, that people might search on, so it can associate this page with this content. And the more that these keywords appear in this content down here, the higher you will be ranked in the search engines. That's kind of how your SEO goes. But anyway, that's what a slug is. It's just the URL friendly version of a web page. Will it have a parent category? None of the categories I'm using have parent categories. I would say leave that set to none. And then of course you want to give it a small description if you so desire. Descriptions would appear here. You can see I didn't use any descriptions on these. They pretty much describe themselves. Herbs is a category, hair feathers is a category, calendars and cards is a category, etc. Then you would click add new category here, and that's basically how you would add a category. Okay, so if you added a category like policies, let's say we've added a category policies but it has no posts over here. So let's look at the store and we can see that policies does not appear. If we go over to the posts, I'll click on all posts and it'll give us a list of all the posts that we have in the website. And let's say we associate something with the category policies. Let's say we associate terms and conditions. So I'll click edit, and we can see that terms and conditions is now associated with the categories over here of about us. Well, we want that to be also associated with policies, and then we'll hit update. So what's going to happen is when we flip back over to the front end of the website and refresh that page, we will have a policies link. Okay, so we do have a little bit of room. So something like policies, you could add maybe one more out here to the right hand side. So if we click on policies, we'll have the one item that is associated with policies, the one post that is under the category of policies. So these are categories and these are posts. And that's the difference, and you really have to understand that. So I'll just go ahead and I'll turn off policies by taking that away and clicking update, and that will no longer be associated with policies, and then that'll adjust the front end again for us, and policies will be gone. Okay. So let's say you wanted to add a new item. And let's say you wanted to add a new item to your store that you wanted to sell. That's going to be something that's pretty important, and we need to cover that. So let's go to posts and add new, or you can simply come up here and edit a post. There's an add new button here, and we can use that as well. So I'll just click on that, and we will add a new post. So let's say we're going to add it to the store, and let's just say it's I don't know, lemon herbs. And then we'll come down here, and I'm just going to hit enter a couple times to put my text down, because I'm going to put a picture up here. Lemon herbs. Okay. So, and then we're going to add an image. We want to find some big images. When you're working with the site, the images that are going to be on the home page are going to be about 600 wide by about 400 tall. So we want to make sure that we have an image that will look good at that size. If you find an image that's too small, it's going to pixelate and look kind of crappy. And if it's too big, it will do the same thing kind of in a reverse way. There's too much information in such a small area. So I'm just going to go to Google and click on images and put in lemon herbs. And that's kind of small. So I'm going to go over here and I'm just going to click on large. I want a large image of that. That looks pretty good. So I will save that image on my desktop. And I will now insert the image from computer. I'll select it from my desktop. I think it was like recipe something. Yeah, there it is. So it's uploading the image now. And the important thing to remember here is you're going to be able to do a couple different things with it. So we want to say this image is going to be medium, 300, 234. It's going to be centered in the middle of the post, and then we can insert it into post. But also this little button right here, it's used as featured image. When we use it as the featured image, that means when this article comes up on the front of the website, since we're creating a new post, it's going to cycle through the front of the website. It's going to be a new post for a while, so it's going to be on the front page. So you're going to want to make sure that you use a cool image for each of these. So we're going to use it as a featured image, and we're also going to insert it into the post. And we will publish this, and we need to choose a category. So once it's published now, but it's not going to show up anywhere because we haven't associated it with a category. We're not going to use About Us as a category. Obviously this is going to be in the store, and this will be also under herbs. So we'll update, and then we'll go take a look at the website. So let's look at the store, and we can see we got lemon herbs. Okay, let's go back to the front of the website, and we're going to see that that image is right there on the front. It's down here, it's down here, so it's going to be at a few different places. Now we're just going to keep cycling through all of these the most recent posts. So it's going to be like the 4 most recent posts or the 3 most recent posts up here. This includes other categories. It includes posts from the store. It also includes About Us type things. You will not see About Us or any of that here unless you associate it with several categories. So that's how we add a new post. So actually let's go ahead and take a look at that post on the page. So we have lemon herbs that are good for you. We got the text that we put in there, but what we don't have is a buy it now button and or a add to cart button. Excuse me. So this is another really cool thing about this plugin in WordPress, because we're going to add the PayPal button. It's a really simple line of text. You've added PayPal buttons, and you know there's like probably 8 or 9 lines of text you usually have to add. Well, the really cool thing about WordPress in this plugin is this is all you have to add. And what this is comprised of is the word WP underscore cart or WordPress underscore cart, and then it has a colon, and then you have the product name, which right here we were working with patchouli cones, and then we have price colon, and then $2.75. So let's say we're going to charge $8.75 for these lemon herbs. I'm just going to come down here, add another line, and say lemon-herbs. And the price will be $8.75. So I'll copy that, and I'm just going to put that right on into my post over here. So let's go over here and let's add a line. We'll paste that in, and we'll update it. Oh, looks like I'm getting some emails. And we can see when we go back to the page, we now have our add to cart button. We can see that we add lemon herbs for $8.75, and that's just how simple it is to make a new item in this website. So just real quick again, the steps will be to do a add new post. So you go to posts, or just add new post under the posts menu. That collapses and opens right there like that. So you click add new post, you type in the name, you type in your text and your description, you add your images, and then you come over here, and I'm going to send you this document because it has all of your buttons in there already. So this will be lemon herbs. I'm actually going to delete this out of here, and I'll delete this post off of the website too. I just want to show you how easy it is to create and add a button, create a new product and add a button. So I'll just click update on that. Then I'm going to go back to all posts, and we'll just delete the lemon herbs post. And this is a good time to talk about deleting posts as well. So we'll go back to all posts, and once we're at the all post page, we see the lemon herbs, and we just send it to the trash. We'll click trash, and it'll no longer be there. And we can go to the store, and if we just refresh this page, the lemon herbs page, we'll probably get a 404 error. Yep. And so it's not found. We'll go back to the store, and you can see there's no more lemon herbs. And we'll go back to the home page, and it is gone. So that's adding a new post or adding a new product to the website. That's going to be the main thing that you're going to do kind of, I guess, on a daily basis. Editing an existing item. Let's say you wanted to edit a description for one of your calendars, or edit a description for your herbs. Let's just go ahead and click it. We'll click edit. And it's really super easy. I mean, if you can use Microsoft Word, you can use this. Again, you just want to type in the text here. Oops. Make sure I'm typing right here. This is the test. I'll update it. We can go back to the website. We'll go to herbs. And we can see there, this is a test. So, I mean, it's just that easy to edit a post. Same thing for, let me go ahead and take that back out of there. So same thing for the price. If you want to edit the price, it's really easy as well. You can just edit the price here. Let's say you want to make that $5.50. Just change it to a 5. I'll go ahead and change it back to a 4. And then do the same thing here and price in the button, the PayPal button. So you can just change that to a 5 right there, and it would send the $5.50 price as opposed to the $4.50 price. So it's really just that easy. So that's how you edit a page. We've talked about adding new pages to WordPress, new items. We've talked about the PayPal buttons, how easy they are. Again, the overview on that is you just take this one piece of text and just pop it right in. You don't even have to go into the code view to edit it and put it in there. It's kind of cool, kind of neat that it actually does that for us. You can just edit right here in the visual mode. If we go over here to the HTML mode, you can see this is the code for this page, and it's a little more complex, a little harder to read. You may be familiar with it, and you may be comfortable with it, and if you are, well then click right over into HTML mode, and you can go right at it. But I would recommend, if you're not comfortable with code and things like that, then maybe you want to stay over here in visual mode. You just make new buttons as you need them by copying one of the buttons, make a new line, paste the button, and then just give it a name. It doesn't matter what you name it. You can name it anything you want. It's just gonna, it's just a way for you to identify the product and then the price. And then we'll add that to people's carts as they're shopping on your site. So I'm just gonna delete that back out. And save that file. So comments, again, if you want to go to the comment section, people send in comments. You can approve or unapprove them. If you at some point approve a comment, and then you decide later on you want to unapprove it, you can always do that. You can reply to comments. You can edit a comment. You can mark a comment as spam so that person can't come to your website anymore and make comments, or you can trash the comment. Plenty of things you can do with comments, but that's pretty much all you want to do to them, all you could ever want to do to them, really. The appearance, I would say don't mess with that any. Same thing goes for the Aris menu. Until you get comfortable with WordPress and what it can do, I would say don't mess with that stuff, because you could mess up the site. But just some of the stuff that you can do here, like the theme options. If you have an RSS feed, you can plug that in. Or people can get that. You can get your posts from this URL. You can plug it into your Microsoft Outlook, and it will if you use Outlook for your email client, it'll download the RSS feed automatically. You'll have a list of all your posts. If you have a Twitter username you want to plug in, you can just plug that in right here. Your Facebook page plugs in right there. And on the front end, this maps over to right here. This is the Facebook. This is your RSS feed. And if you do end up getting a Twitter profile, you put your Twitter URL, the end of it right here, everything after twitter.com/. You put that right there, save your changes here, and then of course you'll have a little Twitter icon here that will take them directly to your Twitter page. This Facebook and Twitter allows people to post to their Facebook page to send a link to this from your website to their Facebook page. Same thing with Twitter. The tweet allows them to tweet about your website. So instead of taking them to your Facebook page, which is what this does, and if you get Twitter, definitely plug it in here in the back end, or let me know and I'll plug it in for you if you're not comfortable doing it. And that will take them to your Twitter account. So there's a little bit of difference between this social media stuff here and this here. But this is really cool because it has a built-in list of over 330. You can see we got more here. A list of over 330 social websites that people can send a link to your website from. They can send it to Etherlight, .share, Digo, Digita. Half of these I don't even know, but a lot of the ones like Delicious and things like that that are real big. Baidu is kind of China's version of Google. So a lot of this is pretty good to have. So it has a lot of functionality, and also allows someone to email a link to this page to a friend. So if they click on here, you can say send it to what email address, from what email address, and a little optional note. Okay, so this is where the Twitter goes. Your footer information right down here at the very bottom of the footer, just kind of what information, what text we have here and here. We have that listed over here. And this, I have some HTML code just so it shows kind of the way we like it, or the way we want it to. Plugins that you're using, I wouldn't mess with that. That's really we do have the Web Ninja Google Analytics plugin that we're using, the Simple PayPal shopping cart plugin that we're using, but you're probably not going to mess with any of this stuff until you get a little bit more experienced with WordPress. So, but just know that that's where you install extra functionality type stuff into WordPress. Down we also have SEO. This does a lot of search engine optimization stuff for you. All of this is enabled, so it's running by default. I wouldn't change any of these settings. This stuff is working for you to make sure that your website's being found, and people are search engines are staying abreast of the changes that are on your website. So I wouldn't mess with any of this stuff. I'd just leave it all enabled. So let's just talk about adding a new post again. I just want to go back over posts and the relationship to categories one more time. So we're here at all posts, and over here on the right hand side you can see you get a little analytics menu. It just kind of says how many page views each of these posts has had, how many unique visits, how many times it was an exit page, things like that. So It's kind of neat to have plugged in, and that's part of the Google Analytics plugin. But again, to get the big picture, you're really going to have to go back into Google Analytics and spend some time in there and see how to tweak your site and maybe how to market your site a little bit better or differently. So we're going to talk about adding a new post. So let's just add new. And again, to add a new post, we're going to give it a name. I'm just going to put name of post. Come down here, enter a few times. We'll put text of post, and just pop that out there a few times, and enter in some kind of image. Again, for image, you just click it. Actually, let's cover what these buttons are. This is an image, and you can see when you roll over the buttons, it tells you what it is. We can add an image, we can add a video, we can add some music or audio files, or we can add some other type of media. Again, we can bold, italic, strike through, unordered lists, ordered lists, quotes, whether you want things to be left or right or centered. Justification here. So it's basically kind of like Word. Has a lot of functionality. Turn on your languages for spell check and whatnot. Has a lot of functionality built right into the what you see is what you get type interface. So when we add a new post, again, I'll just come up here and I'll add an image because that's what we're doing. It's really easy to add one from your system. You can actually add one from an existing URL, or we can cover the media library. That's actually good to talk about. A media library is simply that. It's just media that you've already uploaded. So if you already have a picture uploaded and you want to use it in another post, you can use it. You can go to any of the images. You have over 7 pages of images that we've created and uploaded already. You know, logos like the Moon Spirit logos and stuff, all that stuff's already uploaded. So you didn't even have to upload it again from your computer or put it from a URL. You can just go right into your media library, choose which one it is. You can search it. You know, like if we did a search on lemon, it would bring up this lemon roasted herb salmon here. But I'm just going to go ahead and click on this one, and then we'll just say medium, insert into post. And again, don't forget about the featured image. Just going to move that text down. Don't forget about the featured image. If we scroll down on the page, we have SEO settings and featured image. SEO settings, we can click on it over here to expand it. And the title tag of the page, let's say we were going to call this, let's do lemon herb chicken again, or lemon herb. And we'll say the title tag is lemon herb. A description would be lemon type of herbs or something. You would have a good description you want to put here. And it tells you here that you can have up to 140 characters. That's pretty much standard. If you go over that, you may get dinged on the search engine. So keywords, they are separated by commas. So you might say lemon, comma, herb, etc. You may also want to put, you know, ritual or you know, any of the other terms that apply to lemon herbs. I don't know what you do with lemon herbs, but whatever you do with them, that you'd want those keywords here. Incoming auto link text and more link text, you don't need either one of those. No index and no follow, do not click those. What that is telling the search engines to not index or visit this web page. That's bad. So there's certain web pages that you want to do that with that has maybe some private information or something, but these you don't. So just leave those blank, leave the incoming auto link blank, and leave more link text blank. Rich snippet type, I would say leave that blank as well. Until you get to a point where you're familiar with SEO enough to know how to use that, I wouldn't mess with it. So basically, that's how you're going to do that. Post tags. If you want to put tags like lemon and herbs, those are good to go. Those are good tag ideas. And the more you use tags and the more you use SEO settings and keywords, that's going to help your page get found better and quicker and easier by people on the web. So you just want to make sure when you're adding something new, go ahead and fill out all of these sections. And of course, don't forget you got to associate it with a category if you want it to appear on the page. Again, if it's me, I put everything for sale in the store, and then I put it under a subcategory if it fits into one, like herbs. This is a lemon herb, so this definitely fits in herbs. So again, we'll just select those two. We'll click publish, and we'll go back to the website here in just a second, and we can go and see that herbs, we're already in the herbs category. We'll have two now. So we'll go there, and that's what it's going to look like. Oh, we already got there, but I'm going to show you that in just a second. So we have this here. Let's go back one page. If we don't use a what are they calling it here? It's the featured image. If we don't use a featured image, we're going to get a blank image like this, and it just has like a picture of a picture. And again, let's go to the front page, and you'll see that again we're going to get this big blank image here, and the blank image here. So we don't want that. What we want to do is just use a good picture there. So let's go back to this page, and we're going to set the featured image as, from media library, we'll do it again as lemon herb. And we'll use featured image, and that'll be that. We'll go ahead and update. You always have to update the page after you make changes. So once it's updated, then we can come back over here to the front end, and we'll refresh the page, and we'll see that we get our lemon herb picture back here, our lemon herb picture back here, and down here as well. So that's again how you add items to your store. So we've talked about adding them, we've talked about deleting them, we've talked about editing an existing item, which, as you can see, I mean, deleting, you just click on the trash button. We go back to the all posts, and we'll go ahead and delete this one. But deleting, you just click on the trash button. To edit, you click on the name of it. So lemon herb, I'm just going to click on trash. We'll get rid of that one. If I wanted to edit one of these other items, I would just click on it, and then I can go in and just add new text or images, etc. We've talked about PayPal buttons, and we've talked a little bit about the SEO. Go back into calendars, and we'll talk just a little bit more about the SEO. But that's down here in this section, and we want to make sure that you do add that in every time you create a new section, so, or a new post, or a post in a category. Basically, I guess you're just going to be adding items to your site. You may want to think about adding articles to the About Us section. Maybe you write an article about these calendars, or maybe you write an article about certain herbs or something like that. That will draw people to the website that aren't in buy mode yet, but if they come to your website and they read about it a little bit and they see that they can buy those things right there, it's just another way to get traffic to your website, and it's all about traffic. You're going to convert probably from 0.5% to 1% of all of your customers, pretty much guaranteed. So if you do 1,000 people a week, you're probably going to make, maybe 10 sales, maybe up to possibly even, I don't know, maybe 50 or 60 sales on, depending on how targeted this audience is. If they're very targeted and you're getting a lot of people in buy mode, especially people who are searching for a, say, creative visualization wall calendar, someone who's searching for a metaphysical calendar, someone who's searching for herbs or something like that, or for lemon balm tincture. Definitely those people, they're probably in buy mode when you get them to your site. It's just all about convincing them that your version is the best. So again, you just want to make sure that these SEO settings, the title tag and the meta description, just make sure that they match the content of the page, and make sure that they are keyword rich. So if there's a lot of things that you could say about this calendar, if you have a lot of keywords around it, I would definitely add those keywords to your keyword section here, and then your meta description and your title tag. Anyhow, that's, I guess, kind of WordPress in a nutshell. It's a pretty simple back end. It's just, again, very similar to an online version of Microsoft Word. It does have some different functionality. Just be real sure about when you're creating posts. And make sure that you add them to a category, because it will not show up if you don't add it to a category. So anyway, I hope that answers most of your questions. We talked about some of these stuff. I'm just trying to make sure that we don't have anything else that we should talk about. Pages, there's like one page on your website, and the page just kind of sits out there all by itself, and that's they have a sample page here. I'm going to go ahead and trash that because you don't need that. That's confusing. The only one page that sits on your website is this thank you for your purchase page. And I'll go ahead and open that one in a new tab so we can preview that one. And that's the thank you page. So when someone goes to PayPal and they purchase through the shopping cart, PayPal will automatically direct them back to this page, and that's the thank you for your purchase page. And I think I sent you a link to this, but anyway, if not, this is what this page will look like. Once they are done purchasing, it's going to say thank you for your purchase in the Moon Spirit, et cetera, et cetera. And you can put some shipping information on here if you want. We ship your product within 24 hours, or whatever type of verbiage or text you have for that. But anyway, this page is not something you can get to from a menu somewhere. It only exists when you come back from, or the user can only find it or only sees this page when they come back from buying at PayPal. So that's kind of what pages do. They just sit out there and fill certain roles on your website. So if you need to add a page, you can do so in the same manner that you do a post. Then that page has a URL, which will be this URL here, and then you can link to that if you need to. But that's how you work with pages. Settings. Again, this is a pretty straightforward section. This is where we add things like your email address and things of that nature, so that if someone goes to email you or contact you from the website, they can get readily to you. Again, in the WordPerfect shopping cart, we'll take a look at that in just one second. That's the settings for your shopping cart. So let's say you changed your email address to sales@themoonspirit.com. You could actually change that in the shopping cart down here. We'll take a look at that in a second. But this is the general tab under settings for WordPress. And it's just general settings for WordPress. The site title, The Moon Spirit. So when you actually go to your website, what you see up here is, in the top of the page, The Moon Spirit. That's your title. So a tagline, you can add one if you want one, but since we have a tagline in the image itself, it will overwrite the text here, and it'll look kind of silly, so I would not put one there. Close this. WordPress URL, your site URL, both of those, same, moonspirit.com. Your email address, so if you do change your email address at any time, you can just come in here, change the email address to your new email address, and then come down here to save changes, and then anytime you get emails through the website, it will come directly to your new email address. Membership, it says anyone can register. If you click that, it will allow people to register. Right now, leave that turned off. If you decide to come back and add a newsletter feature, we'll turn that on, and then everybody that registers for the website, we can send a newsletter to. New user default role is a subscriber. Basically, that allows you to say they're a subscriber, they're an administrator, they're an editor, they're an author, or a contributor. That allows people to do things on your website. Subscriber just means they're going to get your newsletter, and that's it. The rest of these are roles on your website that they can create and do things on your website. So if you did want to give someone the authority to add products for you or something like that, you can give them their own login, and but that would be under new user default role. Don't change it here. You want to change that under the users menu. but you can actually give people the authority to do things on your website. For right now, I think you should just stick to it yourself and learn it yourself. Date and time, format, whatever. These are just settings, whatever, no big deal. Week starts on Monday. You can choose the day of the week, whatever. And then save changes. Anytime you make changes in any of these pages, you have to save the changes before they will appear on the website. So we'll take a quick look at the Web Ninja Google Analytics. Again, if you change any of your Google data and you want to add a new account or something like that, you can do that right there. Here's your Google account ID. The rest of this I would just leave as normal. And then your WordPerfect shopping cart, or excuse me, WordPress shopping cart is the email address right here. So if you want your payments to come to an address other than themoonspirit@mail.com, all you have to do is come into the back end here, go down to settings, WordPress shopping cart, and then type in your new email address that you get paid at via PayPal. Just remember that you have to add that address to PayPal first. Then you can come over here and add that new address, and that'll be that. And that's pretty much all you really need to know about it, I guess. So again, if you have any questions, just shoot me an email. I'll be happy to help you out with anything I can. All right, thanks.